So of course, Idris Elba is back in the headlines. Of course, this conversation about Bond keeps popping up every like few fucking months. It's just like, oh, maybe we'll give. You know what I hate about this whole thing? Who else do they dangle a carrot out in front of like this? Like as far as like roles in what, and maybe even more specifically Bond, right? Like so for those who don't know, Idris Alba has been long rumored that he's been considered, one of the next in line after Daniel Craig to play Bond,
Yeah.
in the Bond series, and basically he's come out and been like, it'd be great to, but nah, they haven't said shit to me about it,
Yeah.
and I think it's more of a fan thing than like an actual like consideration from the producers of the James Bond series, and so who else do they like do shit like this with? Of like I don't remember them
I can't
having
think
like
of
this like thing with Daniel Craig of like, oh, maybe you'll play
Yeah.
Bond. I don't know, maybe.
No.
Like I don't know. It's just, it seems stupid to me.
And even though this started off as a fan thing, where I think a lot of fans were calling to see the Bond character, maybe because again, Bond he's an alias. He's not like necessarily a person, so anyone can play Bond, right? Women can play Bond.
You've had this argument.
We've had this argument before, but anyone can play Agent 007 alias James Bond, right? But yeah, this seems to keep being dangled out in front of him. And at this point, you would have imagined someone internally may have even just reached out to Elba to have a conversation, right? Let's talk about your interest.
Yeah.
Like, are you genuinely interested in playing this role? If so, maybe we can audition, maybe we can read, whatever. Or I wonder if Idris Elba and his team have reached out to the I believe Bond is a Universal Pictures. Are you Universal?
It's not Universal. It's
Paramount.
I want to say it's
MGM.
It's either MGM or Sony.
It might be MGM. I think it's MGM actually,
or at least it used to be MGM. I don't know. I forget exactly who they're with.
So I wonder if Idris Elba's people have reached out to the people at MGM or whichever studio produces or owns the Bond content to like start that conversation. But either way, to your point, like once a year, this is like a topic of conversation. I don't know who else is. I mean, I'm sure they have a short list, but I would imagine Idris Elba has to be at the top of that short list at this point.
Yeah. I mean, either way, I don't give a shit.
If they pick anybody else to play, and I'm not saying that they have to pick Idris Elba, but I think it's going to be very disappointing if they pick another white male to play.
No,
Bond.
they're definitely going to pick another white dude. It's
going to be like, okay,
conclusion.
Now you're trying hard to not try something new.
I don't think they're really interested in trying anything new. Okay, so but luckily, I believe it is MGM that produces the along with Eon Productions that produces the Bond films. But so luckily for Idris Elba, he's actually sitting in not a bad spot because he's still doing shit outside of the Bond, and also fucking James Bond's a grind, right? Like it's like I got to sign on for like 8 pictures, and
you can't just play one Bond movie. You have to do at least 3.
And so he's actually in the middle of, or he just inked a deal with, ring a bell if you've heard this, before. We just talked about Apple before, but he signed a deal with Apple to produce, or to star in as well as produce, such a sort of like espionage spy thriller kind of movie. So maybe he's either considering this as like an audition for Bond, or maybe he's just like, man, fuck you, I'll produce my own shit. And it'd be
with this Apple money, and they got a big bag. The first $2 trillion company. Apple has now reached a $2 trillion valuation, making it the highest earning or grossing or largest company ever to exist.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
So they got a few backs over there. So, but we'll talk about Apple and their money here shortly. But I'll just read directly from this Movie Web article. Elba is set to star in the lead and will be teaming up with X-Men Dark Phoenix director Simon Kinberg for the project. I don't know if it's I don't think it has like a title yet. Details of it are kind of being sort of like, people are being tight-lipped about it, but it's supposed to be a spy movie with romance apparently. I I think if this is kind of like an audition for Bond, I think it is a smart play, right? Because it's like, yo, like just see how dope the shit's going to be with me just showing you how dope it's going to be.
Yeah.
And I think Idris Elba's a smooth ass dude. You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't you want this dude as Bond? You know, like he has all the fucking qualities. He's suave,
Everything.
he's charismatic, he can clearly do all the action. He just got done beating up The Rock and Jason Statham, you know? So it's like he's got the credentials.
He's got the
way.
physicality.
He's boxing, you know? Like he just does that, and like doesn't he do like fucking like Muay Thai or some shit like that?
Yeah, I mean, he had his first professional boxing fight. I think it was like last year. So like he's about that shit in real life.
He's a fucking DJ too, you know? Don't you want?
And he
Bond?
raps.
Yeah, I know. Damn, man, come on! Like this is fucking.
He's a very talented guy.
He's a very talented dude. You know?
So real quickly though, give me a short list of like who do you think? Name the worst actor you think that could play Bond. You know what? Give me one actor who you think would be horrible at playing James Bond, and then someone outside of acting, like a musician or something like that.
Tired of all these lists. I can't think of it.
Yeah. Come on, just throw it out there.
Somebody
who could
who I
not
think
play
would be
James
horrible, Bond? I don't know. That list is so lengthy because not that many people can play Bond, but
who definitely cannot.
What's his name? His last name's Black. Jack Black.
Jack Black
can't play Bond.
Fuck,
that'd be a weird Bond,
yeah.
You know? And not even just because he doesn't like look like what we're used to Bond looking like. It's just because it's like you just be getting these weird ass like, and it's just like, all right.
Jack Black would make a terrible James Bond.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Little Rel. He would make a fucking horrible James Bond.
Yeah, why are we choosing all the plumpier,
the heavier?
Like, let's choose somebody who's
you're not convincing me.
Let's choose somebody who's more.
All right, Dwayne Johnson couldn't play The Rock. Oh, couldn't play 007. He's just too fucking big.
No, it's not even that he's too big. He has a different type of charisma than you would expect from like a Bond, and also, you know. Who knows if we're going to keep this whole like Bond being like a womanizer and all this other stuff going on.
Yeah.
I don't think The Rock could pull that off if that's the direction they still want to go in. So,
yeah.
So yeah.
And you know who couldn't? So someone outside of acting really, and real quickly, then we'll move on. I just want to hear, because I got a funny one.
Somebody outside of acting. Oh, I don't know. You say yours, and
you know what I want to see? I want to hear like DMX do a table read for
hey, yo,
for James Bond.
Hey yo, Q, what's up with them weapons, huh?
Dog is the dog.
Hey yo,
that would be fucking hilarious if they had DMX come in and do a table read for James Bond.
Hey yo, did that wire go through? I don't know.
All right, give me one. Give me one. Who you got?
All right, somebody who would be a good. Well, now all I can think about is DMX is James Bond, but fuck, real quick. Somebody who's outside of acting.
You got it. You're almost there. Joe Flacco.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna go with the sports person, and I was trying to but Joe Flacco, he has too much of like the what we would consider like a classical. Oh, that's James Bond. He has too much of that look. So I don't want Flacco.
Yeah. You know, hey yo, Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, I was gonna think of somebody like that, like Skip Bayless or like Stephen A. Smith as like Bond.
You know who might be able to do it? T.I. I think
T.I. would be such a
because he just used so like big words, so much big words.
Expeditiously, you know, like hey, you want to get shot like expeditiously?
This whole situation right here, you know, we need to resolve this matter
with the
cap sideways.
Oh, that'd be so hilarious. All right, let's move the fuck on. But shout out to my man Idris Elba. Looking forward to this film that he's going to come out with. So yeah, hopefully this whole nonsense with fucking Bond gets cleared up, and I just name somebody. I don't even give a fuck at this point. Just name somebody, whoever the fuck is going to be the next Bond. Obviously, I think they maybe can't do it before they release this Bond because it's just like, all right, well then now you're stepping on those toes.
And release the movie already.
Well, they
VOD.
are. November, I think is the target time.
But in theaters, right?
I believe so.
Just do it tomorrow. VOD. I'll pay for it. Just do it.
Yeah, no, VOD is ruining everything as far as like our expectations for movies.